2014 Soybean Management Field Days take place during August at 4 locations across the state. They begin in Auburn, move to Shickley, then Belgrade, and finish near Snyder. The field days are sponsored by the Nebraska Soybean Board and UNL Extension. We recently discussed the events with UNL Extension educator Keith Glewen.
Back in 1999, I believe it was, we partnered with the Nebraska Soybean Board. It's been a great partnership to provide growers, soybean growers across the state with unbiased in-field research-based information by conducting these field days. And for the first dozen years, we were planting soybeans as a backdrop and using them in demonstrations and so forth. And in recent years, we've actually replicated research studies at these sites. So we're not only using those research studies to get growers out in the field to see what we're talking about, but we're also capturing yields at the end of the growing season and then providing that yield information back to growers in a report. And last year we sent I believe 15,000 copies to soybean growers around the state. Thanks again to the Nebraska Soybean Board.
Of course. This year you'll be at Auburn, Shickley, Belgrade, and Snyder. Will the topics at these locations be consistent across all 4 fields, or will they vary at all?
No, that's correct. They're consistent at all 4, so unless you're really excited, you probably catch most of it by attending one location. And those topics happen to be topics we think that are really relevant in regards to soybean production. To give you an idea, we spend a lot of money as soybean growers on what we call growth enhancement products, products that that growers think will boost their yields. So we're evaluating some of those products, and we're talking about how those products may or may not work. Another study, which is very huge in size, is a study where we're looking at different, again, management practices such as the use of insecticides, both with seed treatments as well as foliar applied later in the growing season, fungicides, row spacing, and we're going to be looking at, in that study, where we have all those treatments combined together, and then the next set of treatments is all those minus 1. So it's called a factorial design. So
of course, yeah.
Yep. And
you don't have to tell me that, Keith.
It's it's very large, but it's very provides a lot of information. And so we're really looking forward to seeing again the results of that study this year.
One of the other topics will be grain markets, and there's probably still some in the bin before we get ready for harvest here in only a few months.
Do you think? Yeah, that's quite the buzz right now in the farming community. There's a lot of unpriced grain that's still sitting in the bins from last year. And yes, that is a topic which we'll address. Jeff Peterson will focus on that issue along with Brad Lubin, who's of course our marketing or policy specialist here at UNL.
Now, did all 4 of your locations manage to escape the widespread hail we've seen so far across the state this year?
Yes, and we'll keep our fingers crossed, okay?
You're living good. That must be it. The field days start at 9 o'clock. Pre-registration isn't required. Each site will provide a complimentary lunch. For more information on topics at the 2014 Soybean Management Field Days, you can visit ardc.unl.edu/soydays.